Hello, it's Burgess Taylor. And I am about to put a clip of a video that I watched this morning that frustrated me. This may be one of the few times I ever do a video response, but I feel like it's extremely important. And I will tell you why. Insert clip.
Or NaNoWriMo as it's most often called. And I wanted to make this video kind of as a follow-up to last year's NaNoWriMo video. I did a video on that subject last year. I'll link to it in the video and in the video description if you guys would like to check that out. And I just feel it's my place as a very minor YouTube writing personality to give my opinion on NaNoWriMo. I've seen, as I'm sure you have, a lot of the videos coming out around this time of year, people that are participating. I myself do not participate in NaNoWriMo. And one of the major reasons is that I don't feel it's a very good tool to be a writer. So what I mean by that, just like with any art or practice, the most important thing is building up good habits. So if you get in...
When he said that NaNoWriMo wasn't a very good tool for a writer, alarms went off in my head. That if the habit of only practicing for a short time means that you're not building the habit, that the habit's the most important part. To delay the desire to write until November kind of defeats the purpose of being a writer. You're supposed to write your idea down immediately and start writing immediately. That writing on a regular basis becomes second nature, like being healthy and eating healthy and exercising. That NaNoWriMo promotes burnout and it's too much too fast. I disagree, and I'll tell you why. NaNoWriMo got me back into writing. And since participating in NaNoWriMo on a regular basis, I am writing on a regular basis. I know a lot of other people who participate in NaNoWriMo, including the camps sometimes, and they are also writing on a regular basis. I took a almost 20-year hiatus from writing fiction. More than a 20-year hiatus from art. I wrote poetry during that 20 years, but it was more like journaling to me. I had emotions and thoughts and feelings that were welling up inside me and that needed to get out, and I wrote them in poetry. I put those words on the page via poetry, or a journal. But poetry is like journaling to me. Now, since I've been writing fiction, I haven't really written much in the way of poetry. But I have a story to tell. We all have a story to tell. That's why that plaque is right there on my wall. It's because of NaNoWriMo. NaNoWriMo made me believe in myself enough where I could get the story on the page. It was incentive and motivation for me to get back into writing and do it on a regular basis. The camaraderie that comes with the community of people in NaNoWriMo, I'm part of that. I feel a part of something that is above and beyond me in the writing community because it helps young writers. They have programs for young writers. They go into schools and they teach these kids how to plan a novel, how to write a novel, that they can actually do that. Now, these kids aren't writing 50,000 words. Most of them aren't. Some of the high schoolers do. I wish they'd had that program when I was in middle school and high school. I write every day. Usually 350 words a year, usually 350 days a year, usually. I take some breaks in between, here and there, holidays mostly, but some days I'll take a sick day. Some days I take a family day. Some days I take a day just to relax, but I'm still journaling. I'm still art journaling. If I come across an idea on a day when I'm not writing, I write it down in my writer journal. It's a shiny new idea, or an old idea. Not an old idea, a new idea for an old idea. But I am writing pretty much every day. Outside of NaNoWriMo, I usually write 500 to 2,500 words a day. Does that sound like NaNoWriMo's promoted a bad writing habit? No. NaNoWriMo's got me into the habit of writing. I write pretty much every day. Now, this year's goal, because the previous year's NaNoWriMo taught me what my writing process was for the most part. It helped me find my writer's voice. It helped me get back into writing. It gave me the self-confidence and the self-worth to write. It gave me the boost that I needed to call myself a writer, even though I don't have a published work. Not since a long time. Back in high school and college, I had poetry and short stories published. So I have been published. It's just been, oh God, 25, 30 years. But that's okay. A lot of writers don't start writing again until they're in their 40s. There are a number of writers who didn't start writing until their 40s. Hell, some older. And if I had had this conversation via a format that's not a video and not YouTube, I'd have just called bullshit. But the reason I wanted to do this video is because I understand the thinking kind of behind someone who says that NaNoWriMo is not a good tool for a writer. A lot of people believe that NaNoWriMo promotes quantity over quality, and that's simply not true. One of the basis of Chris Beatty's thing for forming this was so that he could write a novel. He had always had the idea of writing a novel, and he wrote it. Now, he tells you in his book that first time that they did that, it wasn't a complete success. But with each time that you do this, each time you get that pen and paper, or you get on the computer, or on your tablet, or on your phone, or on the typewriter, or whatever, and you start writing, I don't know anybody whose very first attempt at writing a novel was a complete and utter success. I don't. But I do know that every time I have participated in a NaNoWriMo event, whether it's just in November or whether it's in the camps, I have learned something about myself as a writer and become a better writer for it. I don't write quantity over quality. If I don't make my word count for that day, that's okay. I can make it up. But I'm just not writing shit words just to get the words written. I'm writing a novel. And my goal is to take a day off after NaNoWriMo was over, and then on the next day after that, I start writing again, so that in December and January I am writing and finishing my novel, so that when March hits, this will be my first year participating in NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Editing Month. Normally in March, I am planning on April's camp and getting things ready for that. This year, I decided I wasn't going to do it that way. My goal is to get my novel finished. I started this novel back last November. I spent the camps kind of redoing things, revamping it. I realized after 60-something thousand words in that it wasn't authentic enough. That's quality, not quantity. I don't care about the 60,000 words so much. Some of them I'll use in this novel later once I'm editing. I can copy and paste. I will probably be printing out the whole damn thing and cutting bits and phrases and putting them together where I think they ought to go in the newer version. But that's okay. Even if I wasn't, even if I was only one of those people who only writes in November, I am writing. Everyone's goal is not to publish a novel. Some people's goal is just to write one. Everyone's goal is not to get published. Some people just enjoy writing, and November gives them that chance. A chance to write what everybody else is writing, a chance to be a part of a community, to have camaraderie with other writers, people who are like-minded. It's a very positive thing. Maybe it's because I'm reading The Artist's Way, and this whole book is about creativity and unleashing your creativity. NaNoWriMo allows people to unleash that creativity. I know a lot of people who are rebels, who are writing screenplays, who are writing poetry, who are writing blog posts, who are writing memoirs and journals. They're not writing novels, and they're enjoying it, and they're having fun with it. They're writing. Does it matter what kind of writing it is? There are people who are participating in their own NaNoWriMo because they don't want to do 50,000 words, but they do want to write. So they're going along with us. They're just not participating in the actual NaNoWriMo event on the website. but they want to write, and they're writing with us because they think it's a good thing. There are some people who are participating in NaNoWriMo and they know they won't reach 50,000 words. They're slow writers, or maybe they're really busy. And all they can manage because of time constraints is to write on their lunch hours, or 30 minutes before they have to leave for work, or on their commute to work, or on their commute home from work, or at night after their kids go to bed. So they're getting 500 words a day. And they know they won't reach that 50,000. You know what? They're okay with that because they're writing. I participate in NaNoWriMo and am a NaNoWriMo enthusiast to the point where I donated this year. I finally donated. First couple of years I couldn't afford to donate. Then the next one of the years I donated every time. When I bought my winter shirt, when I bought a couple of other things, I donated change, which doesn't count towards getting a halo because it's not actual donation. It's just writing karma. It's just good writing karma. It's just a good thing to do. I think writing, or what kind of writing you're doing, is the important thing. I think getting your words on the page is the important thing. I think being a part of a community, because writing is such a solitary endeavor, and when you participate in NaNoWriMo, you're not so alone. That camaraderie makes me feel good. I feel a part of something. And I think it's friggin' awesome that they donate, and they do the Young Writers programs. They donate their time, they donate resources, they give incentives. NaNoWriMo is fucking awesome. And I will participate in it every November, whether I ever become a published author or not. I will be writing at least 300 plus days a year, whether I participate in NaNoWriMo or not. Writer. NaNoWriMo helped me to terms with that. NaNoWriMo helped me be able to say that. Hell, I'm walking around town, going to Starbucks, going to Walmart, going to places with my t-shirt on that says writer. I'm wearing my NaNoWriMo t-shirts around, and I'm promoting NaNoWriMo. And if they had a bumper sticker, I'd put it on my car. I disagree. Yeah. And that's my video response. I disagree. Wholeheartedly, I disagree. And I'm not bashing him. There are a lot of other people who think that NaNoWriMo is all about quantity versus quality, or that I say bullshit. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to think or how to feel or anything else, but I will tell you that NaNoWriMo has given me way more than I've taken from NaNoWriMo. I mean, NaNoWriMo helped me build my confidence as a writer. NaNoWriMo gave me the self-worth that I needed, that I didn't even feel like felt like I deserved to be able to call myself a writer, much less have a writing room or a craft room or a everything room, I guess you could call it. Because I don't just write in here. I don't just read in here. I draw. I write poetry. I write fiction. A lot of do-it-yourself projects in here. And I think part of the expressing yourself creatively, whether it's via a canvas, sheet music, with a guitar or a piano, singing, it doesn't matter. Creativity is something that is amazing and should always be embraced and nourished and nurtured. And that's what NaNoWriMo does. I'm thankful for NaNoWriMo. Thankful for the community that NaNoWriMo has made me a part of, for the camaraderie that exists, and for making writing a habit in my life again. For putting me back in touch with the writer inside me, because I'm writing again. And I'm going to finish my book. And in March I will be editing my book. And then hopefully by the end of this year I will have had beta readers read my book, and I will be doing rewrites. That's my goal. Because when November rolls around next year, I'll be writing book 2. That's my goal. NaNoWriMo helped me get there. NaNoWriMo gave me a sense of purpose with my writing. It gave me the opportunity to write again. It gave me the opportunity to make friends and to be a part of something. That's why I disagree.